The next two matches on December 15th and January 2nd will determine whether Baton Rouge gets a hockey team. As Saints training camp day 9 came to a close, there was one standout amongst the players in Michael Thomas. Dennis Allen says he's not fully back yet from injury, but he's up to speed, and he even bested Paulson Adebo twice in practice.
Sin embargo, el programa no solo ayuda a los adultos. Su objetivo es ayudar a los niños a darles la oportunidad a apartarse del crimen.
For the first Saints padded practice, all eyes were on the defense as they put a stop to some huge plays.
LSU women's soccer has achieved the highest ranking in program history this season. The team is number 7 in the nation after winning 6 games in a row.
Number has a history of great players leading LSU teams. Former pitcher Matthew Beck shouldered the number 8 jersey last year when the Tigers went 38-25 in the season. This test pilot camera on Little Farms Avenue could be just one of many in the future of Jefferson Parish. But online platforms are just that, a screen. Compared to sports betting apps, casinos take additional steps with their customers. Since 2003, the capital city has not seen a hockey game. It's back. Almost 20 years later, fans will be able to see 3 matches in the River Center. But it might not stick around.
In July, Mayor Sharon Weston Broom announced that Baton Rouge would host 3 matches to determine if a hockey team could be established here.
We'll do these 3 games, and if they're successful and if it's proven that people in Baton Rouge want to see it, we'll look into getting a team next year.
And attendance is everything if Baton Rouge does in fact want a hockey team. It shows interest if you show up.
Our goal was 5,000 per game.
The first of 3 games skated in on December 8th with a matchup between the Mississippi Seawolves and the Carolina Thunderbirds. The attendance? Well over 3,000.
For tonight, we're already at 5,600 last time I looked, but the next 2 games still are in the 3,000s range.
Biloxi hosted 3 exhibition games last year, and that's when the Mississippi Seawolves were born. The staff at the River Center remains hopeful the same thing will happen in Baton Rouge.
It would be an expansion team. It would be a completely new team added to the league. So the owner, Barry, is actually the owner of the Mississippi Seawolves and the Carolina Thunderbirds playing tonight. And he would be bringing an entirely new team here.
And the fans?
Honestly, I'm hoping for a turnout. I'm wanting this team to come back and everything else under the sun.
If we get a team or more exhibition games, that would be really cool. It's fun to go to.
I'm excited. I've never been to a hockey game before.
The last team here were the Baton Rouge Kingfish from 1996 to 2003.
Oh, hey, get out of
But
here.
if a team does come back, it won't get the name Kingfish.
Because the ECHL, which is the league that the Kingfish was part of, owns the rights to that name. As much as we would love to bring the Kingfish back, it won't be that team.
Although they're not the Kingfish, the Seawolves and the Thunderbirds brought quite a crowd out tonight. The game was a mash of blades, sticks, goals, and sometimes players. At the end of the match, it was 5-5 and fans were still sticking around to watch. Overtime ended with the Seawolves winning and the crowd cheering them on.
I really am excited because I know that sports have the power to bring people together in a really great way. So I think that this is something, Baton Rouge already bonds over all of LSU's fantastic sports. So to add something else that people can look forward to and enjoy is just an honor.
The next 2 matches on December 15th and January 2nd will determine whether Baton Rouge gets a hockey team. For Tiger TV Sports, I'm Aria Pons.
To fans, LSU athletics is a fun pastime. However, to these workers, it's a job.
I can tell you all day, oh, I'm the head guy for softball, I do this and that, and nothing registers until you go, oh, and I paint Tiger Stadium, and it's, do you paint the eye?
Sheldon Rogers is just one person in a team of people that take care of the athletic fields at LSU, including all the painting. But each field needs around-the-clock care and attention.
Every single day, after practice, after a game, before practice, off days, those type of things, we do that all the time.
Which means they rarely get a day off.
Really, no downtime ever.
As these athletes pour their hearts out onto these fields, some don't realize the people behind the effort that goes into what they play on.
I see videos of them on our Instagram all the time, and I'm like, that looks really cool. I'd like to see them do it in person. That'd be really cool.
Rogers is a horticultural leaderman, and he knows that this might be a confusing job title for most people.
Because it's never, he's a facility guy and he takes care of grass and things like that. It's more so always, he paints the stadium.
But he says he enjoys the challenge of educating others on what he does.
I pretty much manage all the fields for him and playing surfaces. That goes from soccer, baseball, softball, all that stuff. I go through all the sports.
On the field, they live by a single orange line to tell them where to go and what to paint. but off the field it's a little more complicated than that to make life decisions.
When I first started, I was in landscape.
So how did he end up here? Rogers accidentally filled out the wrong LSU position form.
And I filled out for athletics instead of landscape. And so kind of like being on this side is pretty much like a anomaly or whatever.
Almost as if fate intervened with a new path.
It happened like completely by accident, but it's probably like the best thing that's ever happened.
Through this path, Rogers says he found himself.
The patience that it takes, you know, and just having the fire and the drive and stuff like that.
At the end of the day, it takes a lot of hard work, patience, and gallons of paint.
It depends. The stadium, 300 gallons. That's the max. The minimum may be 2 buckets.
300 gallons of paint is used on Tiger Stadium's fields for painting before each game. But it will pay off when those Tigers step foot on the field for the Tennessee game or any other game this season.
You're there, and this is LSU, and this is the culture behind it, and the people that have come on this field and played here. Just to see that and be there it means a lot. Tiger Eye means a lot to me.
That responsibility comes with long days and hard work.
This is the hard part, right?
But it can't seem to keep him down.
I was pretty much a wake up, go to work, get my money, go home type of person. Now it's more so of, you know, come to work, you're actually looking forward to something.
There's no doubt about it, Rogers loves his job, even if it wasn't what he thought he would be doing with his life. For Tiger TV Sports, I'm Aria Pons. Pickleball is not a sandwich you order from the deli, but a game that anyone can take a bite out of.
I say, okay, have you ever played cornhole? Have you ever bowled? Have you ever, and they're like, yeah, I've done that. I said, guess what? You have the first stroke for pickleball. And that's all you need.
It's been around since the 1960s, so what makes it the fastest growing sport in America today?
Pickleball is not just a sport. It's a family.
And this family is all inclusive.
It's for all ages, and I don't know, men, women, children. We've seen kids out there on the pickleball courts out there with the whole family out there playing.
The game was invented with all ages in mind when 3 dads created it for the whole family.
Hey guys!
And the Bayou State has become addicted.
He asked me, why are we addicted to this sport? It's fun.
Pickleball has grown more than 50% in the last 5 years, and now there are more than 4.8 million people playing in the United States.
This sport is going to be in colleges. This sport's already in high schools. So yeah, it's the next and upcoming thing.
So what is pickleball? It's a mix of badminton, tennis, and ping pong played on a smaller court with a 36-inch net. And it's easy to learn, as trainer Terry Lamperez showed us. Louisiana recreation centers are seeing a surge in demand for the game. However, pickleball players in the viewing area are left wanting more.
What we really need is a nice venue where we can start attracting some of the really large tournaments.
They want to see the sport expand across Louisiana on a professional level.
Like 24 to 30 courts would actually be a venue where we could start attracting money from all over the place. And there is money in this sport.
And other states have seen the money pickleball brings in. So Louisiana could be next. Aria Pons, Eyewitness Sports.